Welcome back to Access Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and I'll be doing a walkthrough review of One Piece episode 580. Now, if you remember from last episode, we find out Luffy actually intercepts an emergency transmission on his snail transponder. Now, we don't know who the person actually is from, like this emergency transmission, other than is he a pirate, navy? We don't really know, just it's an emergency transmission, and he's actually located on Punk Hazard, at least that's the coordinates he actually gave to Luffy. Now, ironically, Luffy isn't that bright, so he instantly introduces himself, Monkey D. Luffy, Pirate King, and whatnot. And while he was transmitting, apparently G5, which is part of Smoker's crew, actually overhears the conversation and they intercept the transmission. So it's suffice to say they'll be heading to Punk Hazard. Now, after Luffy gets the lowdown, he also heads to Punk Hazard. Now, toward the end of the episode, we actually find out Luffy breaks into two different groups, Zoro, Robin, Luffy, and Usopp. They actually go on the mini-merry to this Punk Hazard Island, where they run into a dragon. And again, everyone else is left on the Thousand Sunny. And that's where we end the episode at. And again, I'll hold my final thoughts and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. Now, we open up exactly where we left off. We found a dragon, and a dragon appears on Punk Hazard, so I thought that was worth mentioning. So we open up this scene with a dragon, and Luffy says, "Awesome." He's so psyched. I'm like, is he going to add this dragon to his crew? I mean, it's so mythical and magical, you know. It's a rare animal that I thought he was going to say, "Join my crew." But he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that, don't worry. But anyways, so Luffy loves this dragon, and, you know, he likes him. But moving on past that, now we're taken to a different scene with the dragon, and the dragon... Are you sitting down for this? Oh, wait. You good now? Okay, you're sitting down? Okay, this dragon, he says, "Who are you?" I'm like, wait, dragons don't talk. But then again, in the One Piece anime series, we haven't seen a real, alive dragon, technically, you know, above water. We've seen sea kings and whatnot, but, you know, dragons... I mean, we've seen a dragon, you know, Luffy's father, technically, but no, that's not a real dragon. But this dragon says, "Who are you?" I'm like, huh? And again, he blows fire, and, you know, it misses everyone. So I'm like, you know, I'm a little curious where this is going to go. And again, this is where we open up with. Now, moving on to a different scene with Luffy. Now, it's his turn to actually fight since, you know, this dragon just attacked him and everyone else on the island. Apparently, he uses second gear, jet bullet, and, you know, he attacks the dragon head on. But it doesn't do anything. So, you know, it's Luffy versus the dragon, and it's going nowhere. So it's kind of a worthless fight, in my opinion. Just, you know, putting that out there. And again, Luffy is flung, like, across the island, per se, by the dragon. So I thought that was kind of, you know, worth mentioning. So we're taken to a different scene with Zoro, and he's next. He's up, he's ready to go. Now, just before he's about to attack, the dragon actually says something yet again, you know, like, "I sense your presence, boo." And Zoro actually hears what this dragon has to say. "I sense your presence, boo?" What? I'm like, okay, that was the second time the dragon talks. Now Zoro ends up hearing the dragon. First it was Luffy, now it's Zoro. Now we're taken to a different scene with Zoro, and now he's up finally. He uses his he uses his three sword style technique known as Ultra Tiger Hunt, and I love actually watching it. Interesting technique, and I love to see where it went, but it really didn't do anything, so I was kind of let down. Yeah, sad face, you know. I was hoping for an interesting, you know, technique from Zoro, and it was, but the dragon was really, well, he's really strong and he's durable, so this dragon, he's not going down. Nope. So we're taking to a different scene with Luffy, and he's back. He's back. Yeah, Luffy is back, and he is pissed off, and he just kicks the dragon. And it's like Luffy, you know, he's a rubber man, so he uses his, you know, one of his legs to take out the dragon. And, you know, it pisses the dragon off, because it really doesn't do anything, but it pisses the dragon off. Just putting that out there. Now, we are taken to a different scene with the dragon. Now, instead of, you know, the dragon staying on the ground, not doing anything, the dragon, as big as it is, starts flapping its wings, and it takes flight into the air. And Luffy thinks that is cool. Why? You're about to have your ass handed to you by a dragon who's breathing fire at you, and now it can fly. But that's Luffy for you. So we're taken to a different scene with the dragon, and yet again it says, "Boo, are you people allies of the Seven Warlords?" I'm like, well, what about the Seven Warlords? So this dragon, yet again, third time, says, "Boo, are you people allies of the Seven Warlords too?" And, you know, obviously, none of the Straw Hat crew members are going to respond because they don't know really what the dragon means by that. So the dragon starts to breathe fire yet again. So you see this dragon up in the air, breathes fire. You know, brimstone and whatnot comes out of its mouth. So we're taken to a different scene. Now we're back to the Thousand Sunny. Finally, it's like where's Nami? Where is everyone? So we're taken back to the Thousand Sunny, and apparently the heat wave finally hit them, you know, because they're surrounded by fire and volcanoes and whatnot. So, you know, we see Chopper eating ice cream, but that really doesn't do anything, you know. They're all sweating, including Frankie, which is a cyborg, ironically, you know. I thought maybe he had a built-in air conditioner. You know, that's just me. But, you know, we see Sanji, and Sanji, he's cooking. He's up in, like, the deck, you know, he's in his little cabin, so he's unaffected by the heat, and he's cooking, and he's happy. But, you know, that's Sanji, because he's making food for Nami. Go figure. So we're taken to a different scene. Now, apparently, the Thousand Sunny's being boarded by someone. Someone like an intruder is like boarding in the back of the Thousand Sunny. They're coming on board, but we really don't know who it is. So moving past that, we're taken to a different scene with Nami. Now, Nami actually notices the clouds that are over the island over Punk Hazard, and she's growing a little concerned because the clouds are divided. You know, some are hot, some are cold, and it's kind of, you know, it catches her eye, more or less. Now we're taken to a different scene with these intruders. Now there's more than one of them on board, and they have a device that they push the button on. It looks like a barrel with a button on top, and, you know, gas actually starts coming out from it. But it's not normal gas, it's sleeping gas, and it pretty much pushes the rest of the crew members asleep on the Thousand Sunny. Except for Chopper, he was the last one that I thought of, but remember Sanji, he's in the cabin. Don't forget about that. Just putting that out there. And these intruders, if you checked correctly, it says the initials Punk Hazard on their shoulders, you know, PH. Just putting that out there, you know, had to mention that. So we are taken to a different scene after, you know, the Straw Crew's been knocked out, minus Sanji, of course. They're all asleep on the Thousand Sunny. Now we're taken back to Punk Hazard. We see Robin and Usopp in a different scene, and they're pretty much outrunning the dragon. Like, how's that going? I mean, they're like jailbait, literally, like running around. The dragon's taking shots at them, while, you know, Luffy and Zoro are just sitting back, catching their breath. But again, we do find out that Robin, she's trying to make sense out of what the dragon said. You know, the 7 warlords. Like, what did you mean by that, dragon? You know, what did you mean by that? But sorry, I digress. Moving on back to Zoro and Luffy. They're catching their breath, and, you know, they're trying to come up with a plan. Now Zoro, he wants to take out the dragon, so he calls dibs. But then Luffy, he pulls rank. You know, he's the captain. He's like, okay, you can have him after I'm done with them. I'm like, there you go, Luffy. That's what I was waiting to hear. So we see Luffy, he's the rubber band man, launches himself right at the dragon. I thought it was amazing. So we see Luffy on the dragon, on the back of the dragon. So I thought that was interesting. And Luffy actually notices something. Like, looks like a little man saying something from the dragon. Like, you can't see the guy's face because he's in the dragon, so you see his legs and his butt, but not his face. So he puts 2 and 2 together, finally. I mean, good job, Luffy, for figuring this out. But the dragon wasn't actually talking. It was a guy that was on the back of the dragon that was making all that noise. You know, that's kind of why the dragon was actually talking, because it wasn't. It was a guy talking through the dragon, per se, that was stuck in the back of the dragon. Now, of course, while all this is going on, you would assume the dragon wouldn't be okay with this, and he wasn't. In fact, the dragon tries attacking Luffy, like, that's on his back, and eventually Luffy feeds the dragon his own wing. So you see this stupid dragon eating its own wing? I thought he was going to eat it all. Literally, you're watching this dragon, it's eating its own wing, and eventually it stops flying, and it crashes. I'm like, wow, what a moron. I thought dragons had more sense than that, but, you know, I digress. Of course, we are taken to a different scene. Now, Luffy gives Zoro the heads up that the dragon's going to be coming down, so he's getting ready and everything. And then we see Usopp. Usopp finally steps the hell up, and he uses his green star and then his trampoline for Zoro. He's setting Zoro up so he could bounce off his trampoline and jump right up and, you know, cut the dragon in general. So we're taking to a different scene with Zoro, and he's attacking the dragon, you know, after Usopp has his little attack planned out, you know, and he goes forth with that. So we see Zoro in midair, and he uses his one sword style lion strike, and I love it, because you know what, we see the dragon's head come right off, and the dragon's dead. It's been defeated by Zoro, and of course Luffy, you know, he wants to cook the dragon, and, you know, they're on a volcano type island, so perfect place to cook the dragon, right? Makes sense. I mean, I'd do the same thing if I was into dragons, if they existed. Just put that out there. And again, Robin does catch Luffy and Zoro as they fall. Way to go, Robin. You were there for the save. Yeah, I'm being a little smart ass, but, you know, she was there, that's all that matters. So we are taken to the last scene toward the end of the episode, back on the Thousand Sunny. Now, Sanji, he wasn't affected by the gas because he was in his little house, you know, on deck, in his little cabin, cooking. So he comes out, he notices everyone's asleep, passed out, and he quickly puts his hand over his face, goes back inside, and he's trying to go back to the snail transponder to talk to everyone on the island, hopefully, but he doesn't make it and he ends up passing out. So sad, too bad. He came so close though. I mean, he came really close, but yeah, no cigar there, literally. But he did come really close. Now we do get to see these intruders yet again. They're dressed in yellow. They're in these like special suits, and again they're from Punk Hazard because they have the initials PH on their shoulders. Now, just putting this out there, they mentioned before we end the episode, we do mention one thing that they actually say. They're gonna take the Straw Hat crew to their master, like everyone that's knocked out on the Thousand Sunny. Just putting that out there. And again, that's where we end the episode at. As per final thoughts, okay, first of all, these guys in these suits, are they part of Punk Hazard? What are they? A science group? Archaeologist? We don't know. As anime fans, we don't know. Manga fans, yeah, okay, keep it to yourself. We know. But you know, who are these guys? What are their actual goals? And what is the original Straw Hat crew that are on the island? You know, the other Straw Hat crew, not the original, but you know, Luffy and everyone else. What are they going to do once they find out? We don't know. And is Sanji going to snap out of it or not? Probably not. And as for this dragon, I'm wondering, are they going to cook it after everyone's, you know, saved again and, you know, the end of the, wherever they're at right now? Are they going to cook the dragon? And we don't know. One more final thought before I get caught up into anything else. Smoker from G5, where are you at? You said you were going to Punk Hazard. Where are you? We're still waiting. Again, that ends it for my final thoughts. As per my rating, 4 out of 5. The fights were there. We saw Zoro, we saw Luffy, Usopp kind of. Not really much of Robin though, but you know, at least we saw them do something. So it was a good fight versus the dragon. Nothing too special. As for drama and emotion, zip, there was none. Unless you count Sanji with the whole love thing with Nami, the answer's no. Any new information? No, not really, except for who is this guy that was in the dragon, and is he still alive? We don't know. So that was the information I was hoping to get to, but you know, still nothing. So again, final rating, 4 out of 5. And again, that is it for my walkthrough and review of One Piece episode 580. But again, comment down below, let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down, definitely subscribe, check me out on Twitter, and follow me if you like, as well as sign up for my forum. But again, guys, that ends it for now. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode that's coming out. But guys, I got to hit the bricks, and I got to go. I've got one more review to do tonight, so definitely stay tuned. And I've got 2 more to do tomorrow. Yeah, but again, I've got to leave, and I got to hit the bricks. But before I go, I have to say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.